Hey, folks. Welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Monday, April 19th, 2010. Well, after a huge down day on Friday, the markets have settled in to be neutral to slightly lower on the day. This is a rarity. Usually, I'll say to you guys, we are neutral to slightly higher on the day, but again, it almost seems as if a little bit of a top maybe was put in with the Goldman fraud charges again coming out on Friday and the market dumping substantially. Markets again had their biggest down day on Friday in about 2+ months, and sure enough, the SPY right now is trading down about 40 cents, just underneath the lows of the day, or just above the lows of the day, I should say, and just above the lows from Friday as well. Now, for those of you that are members out there, you know how significant today is in regards to what we're looking for. And again, those of you that are members of the Research Center and Intraday Stock Chat will know that. And again, we're going to continue to discuss that in the Intraday Stock Chat and the Research Center. But again, for those of you that are not, you want to keep a close eye on these levels right here. See this trend line, this sloping up trend line, very important, along with this white line and green line right here and the 50 moving average. This is telling me that there's a lot of resistance at 119 all the way to 119.20. If the market's able to get over that, the market could easily go into the close all the way up to this little double top or pivot high from the day at 119.85. All right, as long as you don't get above this, there's an easy opportunity for you to sell off to the lows of the day. You can see how this lows of the day pivot line is holding up very well at 118.50. So 118.50 is the low of the day. That is good support. If you come back down there, watch for that to be support, and if you break that, you could be heading down to about 118.25 to 118 even number for the next significant support range. Now, a couple other things to go over. I want to just show you the 60-minute chart here. What is so significant about the 60-minute? This is the key trend line that you're watching today, folks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so you guys can get a better view. And again, when we do that, I'm going to take away a couple of these trend lines because I want you to focus as close as possible on this trend line right here. See this one sloping up, and again, I'm going to shrink it down even more because I want you guys to see this. But what I'm going to do now is put in the little overline so you guys can really see that. Look at the pivot low here on the 19th, early or mid-March. Connect that all the way through and just draw it right up. That was a major support line, as you can see here. And what I'm actually going to do is erase that line now as well. And sure enough, if you go back to the 22nd of March, now you have a pivot low here on the 26th of March, then another hit of that trend line at the 31st of March, and again here later in the day, and then another hit on the 8th of April. And that's telling you that there's major support there. And that's exactly what we hit as a low print on Friday. Sure enough, off of Friday, we got an in spirit of bear flag. I talked about this in the nightly video on Friday night for everyone. And off of that in spirit of, folks, you can see the market has moved lower from the opening prints. That in spirit of bear flag, just so you guys can see it a little better. Down move, inside that down move, you have sideways consolidation and then yielding another down move. Now, what we're talking about here, folks, is a major level of support right here. This is your major level. Look at how the market's trading right on it. It got below it. Now it's trying to recapture it. If it recaptures it into the close, that will be neutral to slightly bullish for tomorrow. And if you close below this, you have to continue to figure that it is a little bit of a bearish sign for tomorrow's action. So watch this line right now. And again, it's a beautiful pivot going all the way back really to the 22nd of March here and all the way through. That's going to be the big line that I'll watch into the close, and I'll update my premium members in the Research Center at the nightly video time. All right, now a couple other things to go over. Goldman Sachs, we all know Goldman Sachs got charged with civil fraud on Friday. And again, we're seeing Goldman Sachs trading slightly lower on the day, really off the lows though. It really gapped down or pushed down pretty sizably, then rallied back and has gone into a hibernation mode, trading down $1.41. So really it seems like Goldman Sachs is weathering the storm here on day number 2 of trading under this news. Other stocks that are a little weaker, JP Morgan is actually getting hit pretty hard today. You can see JP Morgan down about 68 cents. That's a sizable move down. If we flip to the daily chart, what I like about this is now it's below the 20 moving average. All right, here's your 20 moving average. If you come down, I'd say this is going to be the good support line right here, this pivot low right here at 44.25. And if that gets taken out, you could easily go all the way down to about 43.75 as your next little support area. All right, if you look at Bank of America down 40 cents as well. Same type of chart as JP Morgan along with Wells Fargo. Here's your Wells Fargo chart, and Wells Fargo's weathering the storm a lot better here, just down 11 cents on the day. Still inside of this low pivot. Look at this. See how you're taking the low right here, connecting it to this, the lowest low pullback area, and it kind of the market continues, or the Wells Fargo stock continues to trade above that line. That's telling you that right now this is weathering the storm the best of all. It's the only one out there that's really done that. Now let's go over a couple other things. What other stocks are holding up today? The reason why this market is not getting pounded more than you might think, and again, looking at the overall indexes, I'll give you guys a quick update. Right now we see the Dow up about 5 points, but the Nasdaq down 20 and S&P down about 3.5. So Dow is holding up, and that's partly on the fact that IBM reports earnings after the bell. IBM earnings are going to be huge for this market on the tech side, and again, that is a component of the Dow. And if we flip to IBM's chart, look at this, up $1.20 on the day. So rallying into the earnings, and again, that's a key component of the Dow. That's probably a result of about 10 points in the Dow at least today, and again, that will account for a large move in the Dow. Now, a couple other things to go over. Otherwise, earnings really kick off tomorrow after the bell with Apple Computer. There's a bunch more tomorrow as well. I'm not going to go over them. You can go to our economic and earnings alerts page and find them all there. All right, Chevron, Exxon. Those are two more stocks that are holding this market up. Chevron and Exxon are both positive on the day, and that's kind of unique because oil is actually down on the day. Now, oil's off the lows. Don't get me started on that, but in any case, it is off the lows and has moved up nicely. But look at Exxon extending the gains here in the afternoon session. Also, take a look at Chevron. CVX is the symbol on Chevron, and Chevron is up about 19 cents. Same type of extension buy program going on in Chevron as well, and that again is telling us that their Dow stocks are getting bought, and that's why the Dow is positive while the rest of the indexes are negative. All right, Dow, Chevron, and Exxon are both in the Dow along with IBM. So there's three components right there of the Dow that are positive nicely today on the day. And again, there's multiple other ones as well, but those are two of the keynote ones I wanted to cover. Now, technology, as I said, percentage-wise, technology is getting hit the hardest. And again, you can see the Nasdaq down just underneath 1%. Apple Computer pulling back beautifully. It did an even number play, which is an in-the-money stocks exclusive play called an even number play at 250. And then again, that was the signal to look for a pullback back to about 243 right now and trading there. In addition, Amazon, you can take a look at Amazon here. Amazon down about 75 cents. That was another key play we highlighted here. And I just want to show you that chart. Right here, guys, this was where you had to know to go short on Amazon. We talked about this, and that was the spot. Double top from 2009 at the 52-week and all-time highs right there. That was your shorting opportunity. Good for a $6 pullback to today's lows. In fact, it was close to a $7 pullback from that level right there. All right, other than that, folks, really, again, volume is okay today. It's not as heavy as we saw on Friday. Friday, we saw over 350 million traded on the SPY. Today, all we've done is 150, and it's after 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, you can see the market's trying to recapture this trend line. This is the same sloping trend line. This trend line right here, folks, is equal to the 60-minute trend line right here that I was showing you that was such a big deal on the SPY. So, again, watch that very closely. If we recapture it again, going into tomorrow, I would be neutral to slightly bullish, and if we can close below there, I would be neutral to slightly bearish. If we close below the low from here, then that's all out bearish in my opinion. If you close below the pivot low from yesterday again or Friday's trading day. All right, so that's what you're watching here, folks. 150 million traded. Projections out have us at about 200 million for the day, as long as nothing crazy happens. Continue to watch for Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, again, guys, this is political for Obama. He's going to push through the financial reform right now, or over the next couple months, I would suspect. And again, he probably cleared the way by putting this news out and again charging Goldman Sachs with civil fraud. That's why the financials are so skittish, is because not necessarily the other companies are involved in this or have other situations. They may, but it's all about the regulation that's coming down the pipe. All right, have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the Research Center. Join up if you're not a member, folks. You want to get involved there. In addition, the chat room is always hopping with live charts going on, including voice constant analysis of the markets and calls and trades. Take care.